Hi, yeah, thank you, Gina.
Thanks, Gina.
All right. Well, seeing as how this one was my fault, let's let's get right into a podcast. What do you say?
Whenever,
I got to imagine you boys are ready.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually pretty hot right now.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Shedtime podcast. In 3, 2, 1, let's hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Shedtime Podcast. That's right, the Shedtime Podcast, your weekly dose of Shedtime therapy. And if you don't know, now you know, thanks to that intro, just what Shedtime is. It's anything you want it to be. And man, I was thinking about like those old days in the shed and like how far we've come.
For real.
Like,
I'm not even in the shed anymore, dude. But I
real.
am mentally.
Shed time
I'm
is a
just
state
here,
of
man.
mind.
State of mind, bro.
I'm just here,
You know what I
man.
mean?
True.
But
Yeah.
as you can see by the light, it is always shed time here. Always.
Can't argue with that logic. So yeah, it's been a week, boys. I'm definitely a bit out of it with changes in things going on in my life. So yeah, I have no idea what the hell's been going on this week.
I'll tell you what I got to experience over the past weekend, which was pretty cool, was of course, you guys know, huge fan of the old volcano vaporizer, right? I've been using it. I'm actually going to get ready to pack a little bowl right now in this dosing chamber, which I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan of this because you don't have to like fill up an entire fucking big ass one like this and have to chief down 5 or 6 bags, you know what I mean? Which can be a task for you.
Dude,
know,
honestly,
the,
that sounds scary to me.
yeah, because you're doing it by yourself. That's not like passing around 5 or no, that's to the dome, dude. So
That's not a session with friends.
no,
That's a
that's
session.
that's just going to the moon, which I enjoy from time to time. But there are times where it's just like I just want to rip like 1 or 2 real good bags and then be good. You know what I mean? Especially with the help of this infused flour that I've been digging on lately. Because this stuff also takes a little bit longer to vaporize. You know what I mean? So you can do a couple more sessions through it. So like I could honestly do like 3 bags out of a dosing chamber on this stuff compared to like 2 good ones out of just some normal flour, which is still good. But dude, this shit tastes like fucking candy, bro. It's nutty, but I like it. I enjoy it. It's different. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like to switch it up.
I hear that. I will say I'm excited that as we speak, we're like a week and a half, 2 weeks away from the meetup.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go,
bro. Oh, by the way, I didn't finish my story about the volcano bags, which will lead into something that we'll be able to enjoy at said meetup. But dude, that glacier tube, I know I said that I was supposed to get one. It hasn't happened yet. I'm ultimately going to end up just having to order one for myself because I need one in my life because I got to experience it over the weekend. And dude, it is literally a nice cold bag of vapor that not only tastes delicious, but gets you high and is so smooth, bro.
dude. Where'd you try? Does Nick have one?
Yes.
Oh,
Shout out to Nick. But
damn,
dude, so solid, bro. Because it's literally, like one of those like I think me and you were talking about this before, Sean, like the freeze pipes from back in the day. So it's like a glycerin chamber that you stick it into your freezer or whatever to let it get cold. And it's got like, I think the one he has actually even has a bubbler part too. So you like put it in the freezer, then you put water in it. So it's got like a bubbler that then goes into like a condenser, like spiral that like just like fucking condense it, dude. And it takes
must just be like so cold,
dude, and so dense, bro. The bags take so long to fill. And you know how when you normally fill up a bag, it's hot vapor. So like you could see it start to travel up into the bag. With these ones, they fill from the bottom, dude. And
you just see like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like
vapor,
you're filling up water from the bottom.
Yeah, dude. It's
like,
pretty nutty, dude, because it's cold vapor. So it's
that probably
not
looks
like
really
heavy.
cool.
It's pretty sick, dude, because then you're watching it at the end, get to the end, and you watch it just fill up the little top point of the bag. It's pretty sick. But anyway,
dude, honestly, like that's one thing I miss about like BTs or like blades.
Dude,
that just when you'd fill up that fucking bottle toke and stuff. Oh my god,
dude, ice cold rips out of a bong, dude, were so nice, bro. So like, I definitely am gonna get one just to have and fill up nice ice cold bags, and ultimately, I probably will hook the whip up to it at some point too, because
why not?
Dude, experiment, man. Why not? Exactly.
I mean,
have fun with it.
Which brings me back.
Oh,
yeah, which brings me back to the meetup. Will Punk Rock Silver Fox ordered one, so he'll have one at the Cobra Cabana for us to imbibe on at the meetup and fill up some nice glacier bags, dude. And then what I'm probably going to do too is I'm going to remember to throw a fresh box of bag film with me, so we could just make a stupid big bag.
Fire!
Make a stupid big bag.
I got some double crush that I will be bringing along for the party. This is testing at 32.8% THCA, so she's pretty solid. This one's a nice indica hybrid. And then I got a nice sativa hybrid I'm going to bring with me. It's Dirty Taxi.
Dude, you know how mean that is? Like, that's a weed that I don't even want to be near, basically. Like, I definitely do not want to, like, ingest any of that vapor. But the package looks dope because I fucking love purple.
Bro,
it hurts me to fucking say I don't like that package or that weed because I love that package.
Because, like, see if we can get her to fully focus here. My focus just not working. We're gonna fix that right now, folks, because we gotta show this unique package. Because I love these guys and the way that they work. Here we go. Maybe we're just gonna act a fool.
Dude, I keep trying to focus my own eyes, and
I'm like tricking myself to thinking that it's focused.
There we go. Now we're working. So they've got this little notch here. So anywhere else, it won't open. You've just got to line it up with that little spot. And once you line it up and you pop it open, there's an internal freshness cap, basically. So you got to pop this guy off in order to actually access the bud.
Dude, actually, I really like that container.
Same,
dude, this
I'll
is
keep that just to fucking
that keeps it probably so much fresher.
This is one of my favorite containers. I literally have a couple. Like this one, I even put a little Bavita pack into.
Like so, the weed that I bought it came with just like the pill bottle top. So like it's not. I mean, there was it was a thing across the top, sealing it.
That's how like this is like,
right? But
it looks
it has
nice,
a Bavita
but
pack inside.
It's the same idea. It's just got
that's
inside.
what this was like.
Yep. They don't do it anymore, but they even used to have that inner tube on the pre-rolls. Now they've got it built into the cap, so that's a nice touch. But this one is the super roof, and I know that like there's been a lot of talk about the super boof. A lot of people have been loving it, so I was able to grab a pre-roll of the super boof for us.
Oh, you not tried it yet?
Oh, I've had it several times.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just bringing it for people who haven't tried it.
Got you.
And because this is a Massachusetts grower, I want to see what people think about this grower compared to maybe the grower that they're familiar with Super Boof.
Shout out to Ern. Ern talks about it a lot.
Yeah, he's a big fan. I know Punk Rock Silver Fox and the homie Ryan, they both love it.
I actually think I remember liking it.
The interesting thing is that like Ryan and them, they're used to like just a street Super Boof. So it'll be interesting to see what they think of like these guys who are like a really established craft grower and how their Super Boof actually turns out. But another dope thing related, I guess, to the whole meetup, I actually managed to order a auto drip system for my grow for while I'm gone.
Nice.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked because it's extremely, extremely affordable. Like this thing was like $50, and it's all the fittings and everything you need, a pump. So basically, I have a 5-gallon bucket for this, and I'll just pre-mix my newts and water in the bucket, and then there's a small submersible pump that sits inside, and then I could set it up on a timer to pump water and have it drip. It comes with little drip rings. That way they'll just drip around the inside of each pot. This is going to be clutch. About to be a game changer, boys.
Dude, for real. I tried to do that myself. I remember when I actually came down here one summer. I had like a timer, and dude, it did not work, bro. It like only one of the plants really grew because the other one just got stunted so bad from like not getting enough water, and I think the other one just got a bit of extra water or something.
These should be in flower while I'm gone. Oh. So that's the real exciting thing. This is the first.
Oh, dude, especially because like there's no way that you go a day without looking at the map.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably look every day. So like that's going to be like probably 2-3 days that you don't really look at it.
Yeah, and they're super bushy now. The auto drip system should literally show up at my door tomorrow, actually, and along with it is some twist ties, so that way I can properly secure the branches and stuff to some stakes in order to like really open it up. So I figure once I get that all set up, that's when I'll go ahead, make sure I got a good amount of light down at the the lower levels, and then we're going to switch it. So it'll be going into flower. It'll be flowering at the time that we're away and at the meetup. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting to come back and see this huge amount of progress. Because let's see. I actually just took a picture recently. This was Monday that I took this shot, and this was right before they were turning off. The lights were turning off. So you're going to see that like plants got a little bit of droop to them because it's almost bedtime, but they're looking super bushy right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we're definitely in for some hopefully spectacular turnout on this one. And I even found a company.
Like, you're going to do a trial run. Sorry, Sean. You're going to do a trial run. You're going to set that up and like maybe try it for like 3-4 days before you leave.
Oh yeah. Obviously, okay. Like I'm going to get it in tomorrow, and I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to start using it immediately.
Get it dialed in. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on with what you're saying.
Absolutely. But then to add to all this, I found a company that makes these storage jars that have humidity detectors inside, and they'll actually notify you when it's time to burp.
What do you mean?
So they actually have a fully electronic lid, and so it will create a seal and make sure that you have a proper environment inside to seal your weed once you've harvested and you're going to cure it. But when the humidity reaches that point that it's time to burp it, the jar will actually let you know that it's time to burp your jar. So it'll let you know, all right, the humidity's risen too high. You can open this jar now. Open the jar, let it breathe, and then you can seal it again. So it actually helps mitigate some of the mistakes that come in the whole curing process.
Yeah, because you can really screw up some really good weed by improperly curing and storing it.
Dude, I've seen so many people that grew and got mold just because they didn't know how to do it.
Well, dude, I used to know this guy back in the day, an older guy, and he used to have a fucking safe that he'd put weed in, bro, and like he'd put shit away wet, and then fucking bring it back out. And then, dude, when he put it in there, dude, it looked beautiful, bro. Like these giant, fucking beautiful looking nugs, dude. And you're like, oh, dude, that shit's gonna be so fire. And then by the time you'd see it when he said it was done,
Your face says it all, dude. Your face says
yeah.
It's just like,
it was so upsetting, dude. It was such a bummer. Because it would just like be all wilted and like smell terrible, dude. And like, like I'd go to my buddies, one of my other buddies' house sometimes, and like we'd like have a little sesh or something, and like it'd be one of those weeds like whenever you would like either see it or like smell it, like when you're smoking it, you'd like, oh, it's some Steve, huh? It's some Steve weed. Like you'd know instantly.
Yep.
Shout out to Steve though. Because, man, when I was hard up, dude, you get some fucking good sacks for real cheap.
Well, yeah, if you don't know how to grow your weed, you might as well just get rid of it for dirt cheap.
Well, dude, he thought it was good. He liked it. But, dude, one time we got him to, like, give us a couple of his nugs, like right after he cut them, before he jarred it, and let us, like, cure it. And, dude, it was such a fucking big difference, dude.
Did he try it?
No.
You guys should have been like, yo, this is what your weed should
so
be
good
like,
we couldn't
bro.
save it, bro. Like we just smoked it all.
Yeah, boy. Oh man,
yeah, dude, he had the setup too, bro. He grew some big ass plants. He had a constant rotation. Always.
Now that I'm getting to the point I'm getting to, that's gonna be my hope here, is that I can always have a 3-4 plants running at all times. So I figure once I get these guys going, I can start to clean up the other tent, and
yeah, dude.
When I get back, I can put another set of seeds in the dirt.
Going to flower, fucking throws some into the veg tent, and then when the ones in the veg tent are ready to flower, and the other ones are harvest, fucking revolving door, baby.
Dude, some of those tents, my buddy had one, and it had like a veg part of the tent. So there was like a top part and a bottom part. The top part was like probably like 18 inches. And then the bottom part was probably like 40, 44 inches, maybe even 48 inches. So it was like a 6.5 foot tall tent, basically. And the top part had like a light in it, and like that's where he would like put a couple of plants and veg and just like prune them down and have them that big, and he would just cut clones off them, and then he'd have all the clones up top, and then whenever like the flower cycle was done and he pulled it out, he would just fucking pull them down like in the bottom, have them on veg for a bit, like growing, and then he would just throw it in flower, and he would just keep this cycle going at all times. He just have like 2 or 3 different mother plants. And
so how's this for some crazy shit? Have you ever heard of tissue culture plants?
I can't say that makes me think of something specific.
So in the horticultural world, a lot of plants will get started via tissue culture. And so basically in a laboratory, they will take like a tiny, tiny piece of a lettuce or Like a lot of aquatic plants, for example, will get tissue culture started. But either way, they'll use a super nutrient dense like gel, and they'll put these tiny little pieces, these tiny little itty bitty specks of clone plant material, basically, into the gel, and they will start a tissue culture of that plant inside the gel in this petri dish and grow it out into a brand new full plant. And that technology has made it to the cannabis industry now. And so the cool thing about this is that it means you don't necessarily have to keep a mother plant alive for extended periods of time anymore, because you're going to be able to take a single node and make multiple tissue cultures out of it and clone it that way. And then from said tissue cultures, be able to create so many more clones that you can then continue to work off of. It's going to be interesting, because this means that there's going to be a greater level of stability for strains where people are going to be able to maintain a genetic lineage of a specific strain and its specific phenotype indefinitely through this tissue culture method. And from a consumer's perspective, that's kind of cool, because, you know, you get this image in your head, like GG4, for example, of what it's supposed to be. And as you go through multiple vendors and you try different growers, you experience GG4 in, you know, a multitude of different ways. This can make it so that, you know, a specific vendor using this technique will always have a consistent, specific GG4 time in, time out for that consumer. And that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, I totally
seems like very,
there.
very obvious, though. Like that would be like very obvious. Like your average person growing cannabis would probably not.
Well, no, yeah,
no,
I don't think.
No, but this is definitely geared more towards, you know, the bigger market.
Yeah, this is much larger scale.
But with that, like what Sean's saying, I definitely see that being possible, but it's definitely going to be one specific grower going to be able to give a very consistent thing. Because even if someone else is to get one of those cultures from like another grower, it may not necessarily come out exactly the same, depending on the growing method, because that does have a little bit to do with it. But with that being said, it does definitely narrow the gap, you know, as far as consistency goes, compared to like you're saying now, to where it's like there's so many different phenotypes that someone may say it's a GG4, but it may have been, you know, off of a different mother plant that may have not been the same as the original one. So it's not the same GG4 that you remember, but it is still technically, you know, because at this point we can get down to semantics, you know what I mean? Because that's pretty much what it is at this point. Because half the shit that you're smoking on, like, or whatever, like, it may say like that's what it is, but who's to say that that's actually what it is at this point anymore? You know what I mean? It's hard. It's really hard to tell unless you're doing, you know, chemical breakdowns and really doing all the testing and stuff. And a lot of these companies aren't testing for those things. They're just testing for potency. You know what I mean?
So another interesting side of it too, though, is I think about people like ChemDog, for example, right? This is a man who has kept the Chem 93, the original ChemDog strain. That mother has been alive since 1993. He has just continued to grow it and clone it and just keep it in a perpetual vegetative state. Think about the amount of cost to him as a grower to keep that specific plant in veg perpetually since 1993.
Since 1993.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the overall cost, like, obviously nowadays we have access to LEDs.
Are you able to store these tissue culture thingies that you're talking about?
Yeah. If you refrigerate them, you put them in a like almost that cryogenic state where they do that slow growth thing.
In that aspect, I definitely see where you're talking about for sure. Because like even then, like, dude, you could still keep, man. I still like the fucking old school way, but that's just
100%. But like, but again,
no,
it comes.
But like, I totally see where you're coming from. 100%. I'm not arguing anything.
It definitely looks. It definitely looks at it like I don't think you'll ever see. Well, you might see a consumer grade grower like us be able to one day get a tissue culture, right? So I might be able to go to say Bountiful Farms. I love their Cheese Whiz strain. I might be able to get a tissue culture of their Cheese Whiz one day and be able to take that home, put that tissue culture in some dirt in my pot, start growing it, and now cultivate that strain to my technique in the way that I grow. So that could totally be a possibility. I think realistically,
to get a clone from the tissue, you know what I mean? Because you don't even need at that point. If you're a consumer, if you're able to just even get a clone from one of those, you're still getting pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, you're still getting the plant.
But like, the more and more you clone off a clone is where you start to get deterioration.
And bonus point is, again, from that consumer aspect, for a company, again, using Bountiful Farms and their Cheese Whiz as an example, for them,
is that a blue cheese?
It actually, if I remember correctly, doesn't even have a cheese strain.
Damn.
It's queso pero and something else.
Queso, that's cheese.
I know, but Cheese Dog doesn't have a cheese strain in it, which is weird. It doesn't have any of the normal cheese strains that we're used to. But yeah, what was I saying? Stoner moment.
Sorry, man. I interrupted.
Cheese.
My bad.
So now they'll be able to continuously have a consistent supply of that strain. There'll never be that point where it's like, hey, I'm sorry, as the bud tender looking at a consumer going, hey, I'm sorry, but it's just at that time, we have to wait for it to finish growing out, and then we'll have more of it. Now they can literally be like, month 1, month 2, month 3 Cheese Whiz. You know what I'm saying? Like, and have a perpetual cycle of just one strain that easily through these tissue cultures. And that's super fucking cool.
No, that is cool, actually. If you think about it.
Or for concentrate, now you can easily get, your supply up on a specific, genetic in order to make concentrate and have the flour for it. And not, have to pick and choose. Because let's face it, some strains are just high yielders. And so it just makes more sense to make the concentrate out of them. But sometimes they're so good as a flour too. So good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, between the dab and the bag, that bag and a half I did, I'm pretty out there. I just caught myself staring at my hands.
It's like, yo, so how high are you right now? I was just staring at my hands.
Yeah,
so
I had enough to be just staring at the back of my hands. Like,
I think I might be there.
You know why I did that though? Because I was staring at the back of my hands. Like, how well do I know the back of my hand? You know that saying? Like, I know it.
I know it like the back of my hand.
That. It's like, how well do I know the back of my hand? I just started looking at the.
I mean, how often do you actually just sit there and look at your hands?
When I'm high. So I tend to look at a lot of things that I don't normally look at. Especially shiny stuff. Shiny stuff catches my eye real quick when I'm high.
Yeah.
Turn into like a golden retriever, dude.
Dude, shine shit gets me like all the time. Anyways, honestly.
Oh yeah, but like it's more so like I just catch myself staring at it more. You know what I mean?
Just the caveman brain comes out. It's like, ooh, shiny.
Shiny.
I know that just like normal. I'm like so physically relaxed right now. Being high. Just chilling.
Oh, for sure.
I just like lean back on the chair, bro. I actually right now have my eyes closed because I'm just like, yeah, this is living.
I got that slow wave going. You know what I mean? A slow ripple that kind of just comes and goes. Vibing, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like something that's not related to anything we really talked about, but like,
hit me.
Since when does it always have to go that way? But, dude, I don't know if you guys know, but fucking like Tommy Chong, dude, is still like alive and acting, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think that he had passed away, but I was like, I didn't think that he was still fucking working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Why not?
And yeah, because dude, he's in this show that I've been watching, which like I don't know if you guys know about it. I'm assuming you must, because if you have Netflix, you probably saw it at some point. But there's like a reboot of that '70s show, but it's called That '90s Show, and it's like Eric and Donna's daughter, and is what it's following around. But it's still like the entire first season. Just I don't know when it finished, but I watched the whole first season, and dude, it's had a bunch of people in it. Like it's had like Kelso in it, like Ashton Kutcher's been in it, Mila Kunis has been in it, Fez, Wilmer Valderrama or whatever his name has been in it, and like Red and Kitty are in every episode. Bob was in it, like Bob Pinciotti. He was there.
How the hair, dude.
Dude, he still has the hair. Yeah, he still has the hair. He still has the hair. He's like looking a bit tougher for sure. But I mean, it's 20-ish years ago. Actually, it's over 20 years ago. So I was a teenager when that was out. I came out in the 90s. And yeah, dude, actually, it's a pretty entertaining show. I kind of like it. It's like it reminds me a lot of, because it's in the Foreman's house, bro. So like everything is so similar.
They still do the circle.
Yeah, they still do. They picked it up like in the first or second episode.
Fuck.
They like found this like bag of weed from
like you know
Eric
what? I know they did the circle because I seen like a little clip of Fez like being in the circle and like talking about how he missed the old one or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
like all the kids are just staring at him like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, he's like dating a couple of their moms, or a couple of kids' mom, not moms plural. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it, and I saw that it says like on their Netflix thing, it says like new season coming, or like new season approved, or some shit. I don't fucking know. So I don't even know when it came out. I'm assuming recently though. But yeah, I used to love that '70s show. Like when I was a teenager, dude, it was fucking awesome because like all they did was just like get high and chill in somebody's basement. Dude, that was like my life. I would just like get high, chill, friends' basements in the fucking '90s, just being like, oh yeah.
Those were the good times. And
yeah, because they tried doing it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Speaking of Tommy Chong news, they've announced that Cheech and Chong are reuniting to create Cheech and Chong last movie.
What?
Oh, that'd be sick.
Dude, I will watch that instantly. I will go to the theaters to watch that if they have it.
We need that, dude.
Yeah. Apparently it's going to explore their entire history of stand-up, making records, and making films. So it should be pretty fucking good. They announced it by rolling into Austin South by Southwest with this giant smoking joint on this like flatbed trailer that said Cheech and Chong last movie. So yeah, that's some exciting news in Tommy Chong and Cheech Marin news.
Sick.
Well, yeah. I'll watch that, dude, because what is it, man? They have to be like damn near fucking 80 years old.
They're up there.
Hold on, because I've already got them kind of pulled up in my Google right now. So I can.
I don't know about 80s though.
Oh, like I feel like they could very well be 80.
Cheech is 77.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Okay.
And Tommy Chong is 85.
Damn. Okay, shit.
Oh,
I was
bro,
wrong.
you know what? That in fucking that 90s show, he looks pretty fucking good for fucking that age.
Did you know?
And he
Like,
plays the part exactly like he did in the old one, like just absolute 100%
That's
burnout.
because he just played himself, dude.
Yeah, I did.
do you know that he had a huge music career before his acting and comedy career?
No.
Dude, yeah. Hold on.
Well, when did the Cheech and Chong movies start coming out? It was the 70s, right?
Yep. So Tommy Chong's music career, he used to play in like a doo-wop band.
Doo-wop band?
Yeah. Matter of fact, here we go. Here's a picture of Tommy Chong back in those days.
Wow.
He was an actual factual guitar player. That wasn't just, hijinks in the movies. But let's see, I'm trying to get to it. Yeah, he was on Motown Records.
Wow.
In late
She's like
1966, Florence Ballard and Mary Wilson of the Supremes stopped by the Elegant Parlor and were so impressed with the opening act that they contacted the head of their label, Motown's Berry Gordy. Gordy brought the band to Motown's home in Detroit to play and soon signed them to Motown's subsidiary, Gordy Records.
Yeah.
In 1967, they recorded their self-titled debut album, which included a single co-written by Tommy Chong titled Does Your Mama Know About Me? The song told the story of an interracial couple. In 2008, Cheech and Chong, the unauthorized autobiography quoted by Night Flight, Chong wrote that the song changed the course of Motown's music. Other explicitly socially aware songs like the Supremes' Love Child and the Temptations' Papa Was a Rolling Stone followed the release of Does Your Mama Know About Me? According to the Rolling Stone, the song was a top 5 R&B hit. The band went on to release 2 more singles, and at one point, the Jackson 5 opened for Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, which was the name of the band he was a part of. Taylor was so impressed that he introduced the group to Gordy and went to produce several of their early Motown singles. The Vancouvers were fired by Motown when they missed an appointment for applying for green cards to allow them to work in the United States, and the band broke up soon after. Chong returned to Vancouver with new idea germinating in his head, improvisational theater. But yeah, so let me just repeat that quick piece. According to Rolling Stone, the song was a top 5 R&B hit. The band went on to release 2 more singles, and at one point, the Jackson 5 opened for Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, Tommy Chong's band. They were so impressed that they introduced them to Gordy. So, technically speaking, Tommy Chong and his band helped
the Jackson 5 get signed.
The Jackson 5 and get them signed. How crazy is that?
Dude, that's a life.
Tommy Chong is an absolute legend.
Lived 2 legendary lives in the same one.
Well, he's lived a long life, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, 85. So he was born in what, 1939?
I think your math is right.
I guess that's if he's had his birthday already. Maybe he's born in 1938 because he hasn't had his birthday yet.
That's
I feel like he has an early birthday. I don't know why.
May 24th, 1938.
So, dude, he'll be fucking 86 in less than 2 months or just over 2 months. That's crazy, man.
Yep, born in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
I will say this, Chris. Your math is pretty quick, though, dude. There was no way I was going to be like, how old is he? Wait, that's how many?
Nah, man, me and simple math, my brain just clicks with it. Unless I'm dumb fucking shed timed out.
Well, that's
then I'll say something
super high to where it doesn't make sense.
But you know what the worst part is, James, is there's plenty of times where the math will be good on the first one and I say it so fast because my brain's just like, did it? Yeah. And then I just blurt it out. But then I'll second guess myself, which takes away from the feet. Because then I'll be like, oh, actually, wait. And I'll be like, no, that is right. And it's like, oh, man, I should have just committed, you know? It's like when you say the right answer to a question, but then you like second guess yourself, and then like it kind of takes off that shine that you were right. Because you're like, yeah, I don't know. It makes you look like you were just guessing, but like you weren't.
Well, even if you get it right and you don't like be like, oh wait, no, hold on. Either way, you still got it right, dude.
No, this is true, but it's like,
so why does
it's more like a surprise? Like, wait, oh no, dude, I did get it right.
As long as I get it right, I don't care, dude. Let me get it right. And then if I have to double check and I find out that I am right, I'm even more stoked because then it's like, oh shit, I knew it and didn't even have to really look it up. But you know what
It's
I mean?
like, fuck yeah, I was right. What now?
My fucking mind knew better than I did. You know what I mean? A file was in there, somewhere in the file cabinet. It's not very organized, but it was in there.
Steady.
Sometimes it's in the top drawer, first page. You know what I mean?
I do actually know what you mean.
You're just like, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically. And then sometimes shit could be like right there, but it'll take me 20 minutes to remember it, or a day. A day later, I'll think something will pop in my head. I'll be like, "That's the fucking answer!" Hiya!
Yep.
Yeah, dude. That's exactly my vibe. I'll be like, "Oh my god!"
And
As if I fucking couldn't remember it till right now.
Yeah, and it's always the wrong time to remember it.
Yeah, you know how often I remember
late.
stuff, Sean, as I'm like, I'll get in bed and I like put the timer on my phone for the radio for like 15 minutes, and 99% of the time, like I'm asleep within that 15 minutes. And there'll be times where I'll be like, oh, that's right. And so then I'll like fucking be like trying to put a reminder on my phone to remind me, because I know that it came then. It's probably not going to come again in time. Like I had my moment. So I have to like do the reminder. So, because I won't fucking remember. But then if I get hit with the reminder like the next day, I will get a free spin. Like at some point, it'll come back quicker than if I just didn't do anything.
I like that, a free spin. That's a
dude.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Let's give it a go now.
That's right. Oh, man, I do have to fucking pay this bill, or I do have to like email this person to try to find something out, or whatever it is.
Honestly, when it came to bills, one of the smartest things I've ever seen, and I had to take it. Kid I worked with back at the dispensary, he had a open note file as just one whole like page basically on his phone, and he was able to put check boxes for all those bills. And so now literally he goes through and as he receives the notice for the new bill, he unchecks it. And then when he pays it, he checks it again. I literally thought it was so brilliant. I took it and ran with it, did the same exact thing. And like, this is there. And as you can see, when I check them, it crosses them off for me and I'm good to go. I would absolutely be fucked if I didn't do that for myself. I would forget so many goddamn bills.
Dude, that's why I like anytime there's auto payment, I'll take that auto payment, especially if it's like something that I know that I'm going to be using, and I will be like, I need this. So it's like my cell phone auto payment, like my fucking car payment is obviously an auto payment. I don't have to worry about anything. They just take that shit right out.
Yeah,
like all that, anything that I can take that way, I do it for sure.
That's the thing, right? It's like same. And I've got notes in the bottom there that's like, this is on auto pay, this is on auto pay, this is on auto pay. But like that helps me to remember, like, oh yeah, like I still got to pay that credit card, or oh yeah, the electric bill's still due, or the trash. Paying to have your trash removed is one of the most necessary evils, and I'm so willing to pay for it.
Do you know what's so crazy, bro? So here, they don't charge you shit. In Ontario, where I lived, I had to buy garbage tags, and like the garbage tags would be like $1 a tag or something like that. Maybe even more. But then you also still had limits. You could only put out like 2 bags would be like the most you could put out.
You know what that is, bro?
Here, there's nothing.
That's literally throwing away money.
Literally.
Oh, 100%.
Literally.
Like just like it just clicked in my head as you're saying it, and it just
It's like, bro, I need throwaway money.
Yeah, I need. Oh fuck!
How much are garbage bag tags, bro?
Yeah, how much are tags, bro? I got to throw some shit away.
Yeah, dude, it might have been. Honestly, you might have got like 5 for $10. It might have been $2.
I pay $50 a month to have up to 2 barrels.
Yeah, you definitely pay more than I would have paid.
I mean, we only produce 1 barrel, but yeah, like, and that's inexpensive. Like, there's some very expensive trash companies out there, and so like the $50 a month is actually.
Oh, like your city doesn't do it?
No, there's no town trash pickup. Not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never lived anywhere where there wasn't town trash pickup other than when I lived like in the city and lived in an apartment building. And then I would assume that they would pay to get their own trash taken away. But
yeah,
every time. So like, but here, dude, there's no payment. Like, and that you get these huge fucking like 4-foot roller like bins. So there's like one for like waste and then one for like compostable. So you can put in anything from like, a cereal box to fucking paper towels, food scraps, whatever, and that. And then there's not a recycling one. You just have to put it out once a month in blue bags. Like these proper blue recycling bags or some shit. That's like the only thing. But yeah, it doesn't cost anything.
yeah,
like it would cost something probably in the taxes, but you know what I mean? Like you don't pay in addition to.
Oh, I guess technically that's what you're paying for when you're paying the tag.
Yeah, but dude, they still charge you to fucking pick it up. They won't accept it if there's no tag, but they still are going to charge you in your taxes.
Oh, but where you're at now, you don't have to pay anything at all, period.
No, it's probably just somewhere in the taxes, like the same that I would have paid in Ontario. Like you pay some sort of tax, and
see, like to me that just makes sense. Like it should just be a municipal waste service, but it's privatized around here, and that just
Yeah, I think ours is city based.
Yeah, like I know the city does it. Like in Boston, I'm pretty confident they have a municipal waste service, and so like they'll take care of that. But like.
Lots of places it'll be subcontracted, but it's subcontracted by the city. So it might be like fucking whatever, man. McGuire's fucking disposal, like or something.
Yeah, but they're still doing it for the municipal.
Yeah, they're contracted by the municipality. Yes.
Yeah, I learned a lot about municipal contracts and how that shit works in the old municipal shop. That's such a weird process for towns to get shit done. Because, like,
dude,
there's bidding.
Have you ever known anybody that worked for like a city or a township?
Only a couple. Like, I actually at one time worked for the deputy tax collector of one of the adjacent towns. So, yeah. A little bit.
Dude, it's absolutely ridiculous, bro.
The red tape, dude, it's insane. Like,
yes. Dude, like insane. They would like have to strictly enforce. So like my buddy, he's been working there for a long time since we were like in our early 20s. And like he's been full time there for probably like 15 odd years, something like that. And dude, like he's like, no joke, he's like, Snyder, bro. He's like, they will have people driving around in air-conditioned trucks to make people get into the air-conditioned truck to cool down on hot days. Like, that's how serious it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, holy, like, that's just insane. How about you just go sit in the shade and grab a drink? It's not like it's 150 degrees in the fucking shade, people. Like, yeah, it gets humid as fucking like Southern Ontario. I'm not going to say that it doesn't get humid, but like, man. And that's the start. That's just the start, dude. Like,
yeah,
the amount of other things like the stories that I've heard from him like over the years is just, there'd be times I'd be like, bro, I don't even know how you work there. Like, I don't get how you even work there. That would drive me insane. Like, doing all this stupid shit. It's like you're like pushed to not work that hard because the unions fought for you to not work that hard. It's like, if I'm at work, I'd rather just work. I don't want to be like finding ways to kill time so I don't fucking have to do anything.
That was one of the things that I ran into when I was working at the door shop, bro, because it was a union shop. And he had guys that had been there for fucking years that, quote unquote, someone told me, I put my time in. That was what he told me.
That's their excuse to like just do nothing.
He's like, I put in my time, bro. He's like, you're new, bro. You got to fucking do this and that. I come back to him and was like, bro, you put your time in when you fucking retire, bro. Me and him almost got into it one time. Because he's just being a lazy ass, and I called him out for it, and no one ever did. But anyways, that was one thing that I ran into there, bro. Is like a lot of the guys, like the older guys that were there, they would either do stupid shit just to fuck with people, and they could get away with it because one of the biggest problem was our shop steward was one of the biggest fucking culprits, and he's the one that's supposed to represent us, like as like workers for the union, and like whenever we have problems, he's supposed to be the guy we go to like fucking get shit solved. And if he's one of the guys causing problems, bro, what are you fucking supposed to do? Because then you're fucked.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. Because I mean, this is the thing, right? Is it's like I'm overall pro union, but I can totally understand how people have issues with, for lack of a better term, corruption that goes on in a union, in the sense that like you do have people who are going to take advantage and they're going to do the bare minimum and that sort of thing.
Or there's favoritism that comes into play sometimes. That's something I ran into working with my dad, you know, and something that he ended up fucking, you know, being on the tail end of sometimes too, just because certain people didn't like him. You know what I mean? They would try to fucking do shit, but luckily, you know, my dad was well liked in the company and wasn't an asshole like a lot of the other people, so he stuck it out for, you know, the long term. But anyway, even when I worked there, there's times where I got fucked over for things just because people didn't like my dad. There's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, man. The politics works either way, though, right? Like, yeah. I suspect, honestly, that politics is a big part of why the shop that I worked for got shut down. I genuinely think that my manager rubbed the GM the wrong way. And as a result, he was like, oh, okay. And it just, the work trickled down to next to nothing. And then it turned into well, we're not making enough money and there's no need to keep you guys open anymore. So we're going to close your shop effective immediately. It's, you know, it's one of those things you run into when you deal with that, like, corporate lifestyle, right? Like, business is always going to be a little cutthroat at times. And yeah, sometimes you have to be the unwitting victim of it.
Dude, sometimes like I catch myself thinking, like, it would be so much nicer sometimes, I feel, just to like, you know, kind of do like what Chris dreams of someday, just living like off grid, like still having like the normal amenities like electricity, maybe somehow Starlink hooking it up with some Wi-Fi or something like that, but just being out and being self-sufficient and not having to fucking work to fucking live. You know what I mean? Just fucking.
Dude, all I need to do is like honestly, I just need to like hit
You could
solid
still,
on
still have to
one
work to
crypto
live,
move,
obviously,
bro.
because you'd have to like.
That's what I mean. I need to hit one solid crypto. Like if I could hit one solid crypto hit of like 250K, I think that I'd be able to do everything I wanted to do and just like maintain doing what I'm doing now, and just like take some money out here and there. Like legit, I could do it. Between savings and getting 250K, let's go. Dream done. Dream done. Let's go.
Honestly, the thing that blows my mind, if you want to talk about trying to hit that 250K, is how much, like we've talked about this before, but how much of YouTube now is just AI generated content? And like,
tons, dude, even on Twitch and shit.
And like the thing that I keep thinking about now is I'm like, dude, if you can get the right amount of content together and you can put up what somebody did a cost analysis on it, it would cost you $90 to be completely hands off. $90 a video. But it was basically like hiring a scriptwriter, hiring your narrator, hiring an editor, all through Fiverr, hiring a graphic designer to make your thumbnail, all through Fiverr. Doing all of that was going to cost roughly $90, and you could have a fully AI generated, or not even AI generated, you could just go to Fiverr and pay all these people content. And then have AI video content, have your, what do you call it? Stock footage. There we go. Stock footage. You have just basic stock footage from the editor, and boom. And the person's breakdown was like, if you get a certain number of viewers to watch it, it ends up breaking down to a revenue stream of like $40,000 to $60,000 per channel per month. Like, that's crazy to think about. That like, if you're the person behind that, and you can get, let's say, even $40,000 a month of revenue from ads off of one channel, and then you can then make multiple channels doing that, that's insane. Now, granted, that's like creating weekly content, maybe bi-weekly content. So there's an inherent cost in for a person to do that. But holy shit, if you really can pull that off, it's worth the hustle. That's like 2-3 hours every couple of days on your end to line up all the pieces and pay all the people to do their part. And then you sit back and just put it all on YouTube and collect.
I mean, it's an avenue.
It is.
An avenue, yeah.
And people are doing it, and it's working. And honestly, the part that kills me the most, the ones that are full AI, is when you hear the narrator and they pronounce something so obviously wrong, where you're like, no, there isn't a human on earth who doesn't know how that word is pronounced. And this thing just pronounced it wrong. Like, love that. I just caught it the other day, and I can't remember what it was, but there was a video I watched, and like they said a town or a state or something, and I was like, no, nobody knows. Nobody mispronounces it like that. Like,
as soon as you said nobody knows, it instantly popped in my mind. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Nobody knows my sorrow.
Get it, Chris?
Oh my goodness. Going down that road now.
Shedtime karaoke. Dude, that would honestly be kind of funny. Just with the boys and they're just trying to fucking do karaoke.
Yeah. I wonder how that would turn out because of like latency and lag because of the internet.
That'd be horrible.
I suppose, right? If you, the person, are sharing the karaoke audio and singing along in the Zoom, then we should, in theory, hear it all in time.
Well, yeah, because think about it. But the only problem is, well, I guess you could probably, if you just recorded it in Zoom, you could probably do it. But trying to do it through like a stream would be difficult because whenever you try to screen share through a stream, like it doesn't want to show the Zoom for some reason. But I agree. As long as you're doing that, then like, yeah, you'll be hearing it in real time as everybody else because you'd be watching the same feed, right?
I feel like it, yeah. Like if we were to like for just ha-has do karaoke here on a podcast, and Chris were to just share the karaoke music, say off of YouTube on his screen, and then he's singing along to the song, it should, in theory, all be in time. Everybody should hear it correctly. There should be no lag.
That would be funny.
Talk about a weird game that would turn into.
Oh, for real, dude.
Write us an email and tell us who you thought won that sing-off.
Dude, you just gave me an idea for a game, though. That'd be kind of fun. It'd be kind of, I don't know how we would figure out how to do it, but it'd still be kind of funny. It'd be like, where you'd sing a song, but you'd sing the tune of a song, but use all the wrong words. And you have to figure out what song it, like the tune actually is or whatever. Or what song no, it'd probably be too difficult.
Dude, that'd be hard for me to even execute.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard for me to even explain. Like, I know how I want it to work in my head, but translating it to others that aren't musically inclined would be difficult.
Yeah, like singing the wrong lyrics to the wrong tune.
Yeah, sort of. You could do it, just guess that tune just by humming it, though.
I would just go, don't waste your time on me. I'm already a voice inside my head.
That's like literally sounds just like it, though.
Have you seen the T-shirt that has that printed out?
Yes.
What's the term for it? Why can't I think of it?
Phonetically?
Phonetically. Thank you, Sean.
Yes. Yes.
It was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't.
Oh, my God. I love it, and I kind of want it, just because that is my sense of humor all day.
Or have you ever seen those other videos where it's like a guy and he's like doing like either screen printing or like iron on like vinyl on like T-shirts, and it's like lines from like The Office or some shit, and he like prints it line by line, like as the people are saying it, is like ripping the thing off, and it's either got like a little image from The Office with the line, and it just like continues down the shirt. And he's got like the audio of like whatever episode it was in the background. It's pretty fucking funny, dude.
Huh. No, I haven't. But that is pretty clever.
Right, now I'm gonna have to try to find it.
I have been digging that dude who's been making crazy galaxy and planet paintings with spray paint for people. Like this dude whips out full gorgeous paintings in like a minute. It's pretty wild. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm having another time up.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm personally, dude. I've seen you guys go back to the well. I think that I'm ready to go back. My buckets are empty.
Dip it, man. Dip in the cup and drink of the great ganja. And as the great Nate Dogg would say,
smoke weed every day.
Damn right. I might go.
I wish he said use weed every day. I feel like I'm not living that life, you know?
well, so here's the thing, right?
No combustion, baby.
I've reached that point in my life that even when I vape things and people are like, what are you smoking on over there? I accept it. Like, I've learned, like, that one blows my mind when people are like, what kind of vape are you smoking?
Yeah, they say vape and then ask you what you're smoking.
It's, for some people, it's just going to be what it is.
They just see clouds of whatever, and it's just smoke, dude. Clouds.
That's it.
They probably think the clouds in the sky are smoke. For all I know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, I know that dude, my dad used to always say, he's like, "Oh, what are you smoking on today?" I'd always wanted to think, like, in my head, like, I'm like, if I'd said some strain of weed, he'd have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, so this joke will only be funny for me.
Dude, you should have done that, bro. That'd have been funny.
That
Like,
blueberry Afghan Kush pop.
Dude, sometimes
Yeah, OG
jokes for
Kush.
just yourself are fun, dude.
Some GMO pops.
I do those all the time,
What?
bro. Sometimes I'll say a joke knowing it's not going to be funny to anybody else, but I know it's funny for me, and I'm like, that one's for me. You know what I mean?
I do know. That's most of my dad jokes I tell people. Although I will
That's any
say,
dad joke.
you know, one of my favorites is the one with the little kid where he goes, "Why are chickens so funny?" Because
That one's actually pretty good. From a kid, dude, that would be hilarious.
it is so good when you hear it.
Because
From a
you
little
know
kid.
they're delivering that fucking punchline, bro. They're getting into it. They're giving you the
Yeah,
chicken
they're
wings, they're arching
committing.
the back, and you know what I mean. They're doing the whole fucking get up.
I was at
I
the
can
Tractor
appreciate-
Supply getting pellets for the pellet stove recently, and I run into this old man, and I'm trying to remember. He hit me with a couple of cow jokes that were utterly ridiculous.
Oh,
Ha
See what you did there?
ha ha! Yeah. Pun unintended on that one.
I noticed you didn't hear it at first.
But
I thought it was intended. I thought it was intentional.
one of
That's a good
them
one.
was, why do cows have horns?
I don't know.
Because it's a bitch to play anything else with hooves.
Okay.
And there was something else,
All right.
and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Oh man, this is one of those moments that'll come to me when I'm laying down, and I go, "Well, too late now." Oh well.
My favorite are just like the old, like kind of like country sayings or stuff like that, like happier than a pig in shit. Has you ever heard that one?
Oh yeah, happy as a pig of
course.
shit. 100%. Yeah, I like that one too. That's good,
Or now we're cooking with gas.
dude. Happy as a clam. I never understood that because like clams are happy. Like I don't get it. Is it because when they open it looks like they're smiling, so people are like, "Oh, you look as happy as a
I
clam."
guess so.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Which is awkward because at that point a clam would not be very happy because it's dead.
He's
and
in
cooked.
attack mode.
yeah, it's fucking cooked.
like it's done. It's done. A clam that's happy is the clam that's like buried in the sand and just chilling, doing its thing.
The clam is the one that you don't see.
I didn't know that there were freshwater clams,
Yeah, dude.
but that's a thing.
I don't know if those are the ones that people would eat though.
I
Ever.
don't think you.
No,
would.
I don't think people eat them.
Like I know that they're not the same as the other clams, so I don't even know if you can eat them.
Yeah, like I thought that freshwater clams is an interesting thing. Like, I suppose, right? Like, it would make sense that if they end up in a brackish area, like an estuary, where like you're getting a river and it meets the ocean, then why couldn't it just continue to migrate further up the river into fresh water and adapt?
Or think about this too, because clams, I'm sure, have evolved over years from something pretty similar. You know what I mean? So who's to say that they weren't already originally in these areas that were lakes that eventually are lakes that turned into that because of, separation of land and sea over years of, change, you know what I mean, over the millennia, you know what I'm saying?
Clams are just a weird thing in general. Like,
Because you can find seashells in places that don't even have water anymore. And those are literally just clamshells, just small clamshells.
yeah. I mean, they're just a weird little filter feeder.
Yeah.
Filter off little microscopic organisms in the water. Have a weird, strong foot that they use to pull themselves with. Live inside a shell all day.
Have you ever gone clamming?
I have.
I have not, but I've watched people clam.
Yeah, like when I was a kid coming like down to the Maritimes, like we would go.
Yeah, I went when I went to visit my brother. We went camping on the Oregon coast. Went out there with his kids, and you literally just like walk the shoreline at like fucking low tide, where it's like fucking the ocean's pulled way back, and you can like really walk far down, and you just like look, and you see like little fucking like bubbles or little holes all around the sand, and then you sometimes even see them spit, dude, which is cool because then that's probably a pretty decent sized one for the most part. And you just get in there with your fucking clam shovel and fucking dig them puppies out. It's pretty fun. But dude, it's even funner too when you actually like get to see them like try to start like fucking digging back in, or if like you catch one that's like kind of too small and you just fucking toss it back. You just watch it all of a sudden just fucking bro its way back in. All
bury
crazy.
itself again.
Yeah, it's a trip.
It's honestly kind of crazy. Man, for some reason, man, I have no idea why. But every so often on Twitter, I'll get like the strangest like ads to me, and they'll be like posts, but they'll be boosted posts or whatever, right? Like they pay for, I guess, like a boost or something. But dude, I keep on getting these ones that are like, what kind of animal is this? And it'll be like a picture of an animal, and you're looking at it and you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, I have no idea what they are. And then like they'll tell you what it is like in the second. So once you open up the tweet, it'll show you it. But it kind of reminds me of like, how you could get like content on Instagram or something like that. Like the advertisements will be like, or sponsored ads or whatever. And I'm like, yo, so like that person, Sean, could be making a lot of money as well.
Oh, 100%. Like, that's one of those things that I've watched a lot of people do. And again, like, all you got to do is just reshare the viral pet video. The same cat videos that everybody else is sharing, the same dog videos everyone else is sharing. And eventually you too can put the little ad for the kitty litter pan or the dog brush or whatever at the end. And
yeah, dude, for real.
And you'll get your however many dollars per click. Honestly, I still think one of the ones that really blows my mind is Amazon affiliate marketing.
Man, that seems like a scam to me, but it's not. Obviously, it's just.
So here's the thing, right? Like, obviously, the way that we're used to seeing it is like, you have a YouTuber who's into this certain type of content. Maybe it's tools or something, and they'll have Amazon affiliate links to some of the tools that they like. And if you buy it, they get a little cut. Cool. Awesome. But somebody made an interesting point to me. What if you become an Amazon affiliate and then you find the products that you personally want to buy? You create the Amazon affiliate link for the product that you yourself personally want to buy. You send yourself the link. You follow said link and make the purchase. Now you make a cut off your own purchase, and you get the product that you wanted to buy anyway.
Yeah, I wonder how much you get back though. Like, I bet you it's not. I bet you it's not very much.
It varies from item to item. Like some of it I know is like, probably like 5%. Some of it's probably like 10 or 15. But depending on what you're picking, it's not a bad way to get some money off your purchase. Basically,
I'm
a rebate.
definitely not arguing that like that is something for sure. It's just like an extra discount.
It's a clever little way to just loop some money back into your pocket.
Unless you bought a little extra or something. Be like, yo, I'm paying the same amount. Now I'm getting this extra item for free, basically. So I save money. So I use my goddamn affiliate. Like, let's go.
Well,
yeah, man. There's like a lot of people though that have like just Link City, and I am sure that there is money to be made there. Like it's pretty clear. I don't know exactly how. I don't know how I could do it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that like I could really figure out a way to do it.
You got to build 10,000 followers.
Yeah, it's a lot easier said than done.
I know. That's why, like, I tell you, like the ones that I see that do this are typically just like the cats and dogs and shit like that, and they'll just reshare the same viral videos on their feed, and it'll be like cute cats with like 4 Z's because the one with 3 Z's and 2 Z's and 1 Z has already all been used. You know what I mean? And you'll see the same regurgitated shit, but it gets the follows, and then they're able to start shilling. And it's making people money.
How can we get to shilling the fastest? Okay, we need to figure out how to get to shilling the fastest, and then we're set. We're gonna have a bunch of money. We're just gonna have checks coming in.
Well, and like that's the crazy thing is like there is software to automate so much of this that like you spend a few hours setting it up for the week, and then you just walk away and let it run. Like that's the shit that blows my mind. Like there's a video clipping service that will clip the most viral content based on AI analytics out of any long form video and set it up for TikTok and social media and all that. Like that's wild. You could do some crazy shit with the tech that's out there now. Shit, never mind. You can teach yourself to code now so fucking easily.
You can literally pretty much find the courses that they're teaching at Harvard online. There's this kid that's actually made a name for himself like on the internet somehow, but he's a young kid that literally taught himself how to code and shit and got a job working for some company like super young without even having a degree.
Yeah. Well, because the funny thing is, right, you can take those courses from Harvard or MIT, right, because they have them online for free, and you could take those courses, and then on your resume you can say that you've technically studied at Harvard and MIT because you've taken their courses and earned credits from those courses.
Yeah, you can't say I have a degree from them, but you could say you studied there. Yeah,
correct. For sure. You would not be misrepresenting yourself.
No.
I mean, even the fact that like making a video game now, you with the way that they've, gotten things now, you can literally build video games quickly and easily with just a little bit of learning. And next thing you know, you could be selling a game on, the Google App Store or the Apple
or
Store.
Steam even.
Yeah, or even Steam. Exactly. Like, it's entirely possible. Like, I just watched a video of this dude. Have you ever seen that there's a climbing game on Steam? I think it's called like the hardest climbing game or a game about climbing or something like that. But basically it's a dude with like this pickaxe, and the whole idea is that you have to swing this pickaxe and swing this guy up and just keep climbing. And it's wicked fucking hard, and a lot of people fell in love with it. So there was a guy who was so inspired by it, he wanted to make his own climbing game. And it actually detailed how over the course of a year, he, through the internet, taught himself the basic bits of coding he needed, used the, I can't remember what engine it was to help him build the game, but it allowed him to literally like build visual game platform fairly, easily drag and drop style. And he just kind of like took you through the whole documentation of his year of developing this game up to its release. And it was pretty fucking cool that now here's a game he's selling for like $9.99 or whatever on Steam. And it took him a year of fucking around in his spare time. And now people love it.
What is the game? The climbing game? Is that what you're talking about?
I think the one that this kid made was something called like a really hard game about climbing.
Okay, yeah, because like there's a game that I'm not sure if it's like, I think that the hype has died down a bit. I'm sure there's still people playing it though. And I'm not sure if I ever talked about it on here, but if I did, my apologies. But yeah, it's like a game that a dude made by himself for $10,000, and like it cost him $10,000 to get it out there. And dude, I think that, I don't know, it had like millions and millions of downloads on Steam.
What was it?
Give me a second. I think that I might remember. It might be one of those things where I'll just like bingo,
Gotcha. You gotta sift through the file cabinet.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it's about though. Like basically, I think that you're like in like a space station or something. So you'll be like walking around in a suit, and you have tasks you have to do. Lethal Company. It's called Lethal Company.
Okay, I don't think I ever heard it.
Yeah, and so it was like $10 on Steam, but the dude sold millions and millions of them. Like millions, dude. It was like all the rage. Like all the big streamers were fucking streaming it when it first came out, and like to me, it makes me feel nauseous looking at it. But people loved it, and they'd get scared and shit. I don't even know how they get scared, but and there's proximity chat. So you're like, as you're walking through like these like hallways, and you hear like all like the footsteps on like the metal, almost like you're on a ship, like an old, like a army ship or something. And yeah, like people get, dude, I don't know. You'll have to check it out. Lethal Company.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like $10-$12 on Steam. And it was popular, dude. Like a bunch of big streamers were playing it when it first came out, and it was hot.
The name's familiar.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I've seen clips of this. Dude, I found a video. Top 100 funniest moments in Lethal Company.
Yeah, dude, there'll probably be people getting scared and shit, like all sorts of different things. Dude, I used to listen to some of my friends play, and like they would be like, ah, like I don't know. But
currently $7.99 because like everything's on sale. I don't know if when people hear this episode, if that'll still be the case. But
yeah, but like, a lot of people really like it. I have a number of friends that still want to play all the time.
It has its own fandom wiki, so it's definitely got quite the fan base.
Yeah, dude, it's like it came out in the last 6 months.
And a Steam community.
Oh, for sure, dude. It was pretty fucking big for like a nothing burger fucking game. Like there was nothing there, like no big money, no advertising, just a dude who got it out and threw it on Steam. And then somehow it just blew up.
Yeah, holy shit. Came out October 23, 2023.
Yeah, so 6 months ago, not even. How does it say how many downloads there's been?
Well, I can say immediately that overwhelmingly positive 97% of 294,514 reviews. Just looking at the Steam website on my phone, I'm not immediately seeing it.
Well, dude, and if it's on sale for $7.99, it was probably $10.99, $10, and that means that at the absolute minimum is that it would have grossed like $2.8 million just from the people that reviewed it. I don't know about you. I never review shit.
Right now, it's $7.99. It was originally $9.99. So yeah, $10. Not bad at all.
Yeah, dude. So like, even just off of reviews, this dude's had it. Well, obviously he wouldn't have got that, but he would have got over $2 million from just the people that reviewed it that purchased it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it's like the graphics are not good at all.
They're so bad. It makes me nauseous. But this dude just built it by himself.
The system requirements: Windows 10, an Intel i5 7400 at 3.0 gigahertz, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050, DirectX version 11, broadband internet. That's a riot. That's a riot. So let's see, one of the reviews. I'm 68 and I can play this with my kids and grandkids. I'm the sacrificial lamb most of the time, and the kids usually lead and I follow. Another one says, you're going to see who's your real friend and who's your traitor enemy. I got this for free from a friend, but I would have paid for it. This game is so fun. I can't believe I'm actually writing this. Nobody reads these. Anyway, it's fun. Play with friends and mods. Yes. Oh, this one's entertaining. I will leave the cat here so that everybody who passes by can pet it and give it a thumbs up in awards. there's a fucking little cat picture. That's cute. My friends who I play Lethal Company with said if I post a review on this game and it gets 200 likes and 100 awards, that he will buy me 25 bottles of vodka. So I'm just going to leave this here. Help a brother.
Dude, that's actually really funny that these are there.
Who would play this? Your parents would probably enjoy this. Kids. Everyone. Everyone except kids? Casual players, pro players, people who plan to take one game and make it their life.
Damn.
Oh my god.
They're passionate about Lethal Company.
Difficulty? You just need 2 arms.
I don't even know if that's necessarily true.
Story? It's better than nothing, I suppose.
I'm still sitting here watching these clips and like I don't understand the point of the game.
Yeah, dude, I would just see them do like tasks.
Yeah.
And then they'd like pile up like trash outside. It made no sense to me.
My friend was groomed by a femboy online because of this game. This game proved that video game size isn't important. Had me scared a few times, and the mods are certainly something to witness. Oh, okay. We have a really extensive one here, and it's perfect. This will probably be how we'll end this show. So this is somebody's very thorough review of Lethal Company. At this time, I cannot express how much joy the developer seekers brought in making the game Lethal Company, which was very exciting, surprising, and so on. From graphics that are so bad, but every graphic update gets better than before, to immersive gameplay, this game really sets the standard for friendship destroyers like Among Us. Some friends can't be trusted when playing this game. The attention to detail that is somewhat lacking in every aspect, from the character designs to the world created, is simply amazingly unique. I found myself lost in a nightmare of being trapped in a huge maze-like enterprise and made tense by some surprising and terrifying monsters. Playing this game with enthusiasm or with the startle reflex of being chased by coil heads or spiders can possibly anticipate every path, twist and turn to get to the exit, main entrance, and fire exit. The combat mechanics are smooth and intuitive, using either melee or ranged weapons, providing a satisfying challenge without feeling overwhelming. Plus, the community aspect adds a new layer of excitement, allowing me to connect with fellow players and embark on epic quests together. Lethal Company is not just a game, it's a terrifying nightmare, but fun to try. Believe me, you will not regret plunging into this charming world. Suitable for playing with friends if playing on the official server with random people feels a bit less exciting. Recommended to play, 5 out of 5.
That is thorough.
Yeah, very. So that person is a very big fan of Lethal Company and its flaws.
Yeah.
They were quick to point out all of its flaws. Oh, I love it. With that, we've come to the end of our show, and you know what that means. It's time to send it around the room. Uncle Chris, kick it off.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I think the only thing I'm going to say is just check out Frame Jenkins Vapor YouTube channel. Green Room Friday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, everybody just be safe. Have a good week. Live your best life. James, take it away.
Absolutely. Chris pretty much said it all, but as always, shout out to all the Shedheads for you guys' support. Make sure you guys are leaving those 5-star reviews and all that good stuff. Check out the Patreon link over there on the website, shedtimepodcast.com. Other than that, I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes, Chris Pie Fives. And as always, a little dab or bag will do you.
All right. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Green Rooms Friday nights over on the Frames Janklin Vapor channel. Go ahead, smack that subscribe, hit the little bell. That way you know when we go live every week in your time zone. And, of course, ShedtimePodcast.com. You get the merch store linked up there. There's so much more going on, so go check that on out. And otherwise, you know what I'm going to tell you. Don't let the best to get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure and have some fun, because this is a Shed Time Podcast, and it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right. Your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
All right.
It's the Shedtime podcast at night.
Dude.
And that's a wrap.